So, in reference to understanding their roles, in like in their in the household, in the community, in the schools, in the church, why do you think that white women are more effective than some of our black women?
Why they're more effective? They have better training.
What?
Yeah, they have better training. They parents are telling them. These moms are telling their daughter, the white daughters, you want a good man, you want to be taken care of, shut your mouth, get up, cook his food, do this, do your lunch. They telling them that.
So what you saying is black women don't shut their mouth enough?
I ain't saying they don't shut their mouth, but they have a different upbringing. When you got a single mom trying to teach a daughter something, guess what she teaches her?
What?
She teaches her story.
What's wrong with that?
You don't need no man in your life.
Oh.
You need to be independent, because how you gonna listen to somebody that ain't got no man to tell you how to get a man? That's just like when Oprah Winfrey used to be talking about prison gangs and Dr. Phil talking about prison. It started with the pan hanging down your head. How you ain't never been to prison?
know?
So how you gonna tell me about any of this? And then the same thing with the upbringing.
So let me get 3 things that the black woman dominates in, where you just like, you know what, she got this. I don't need to help out in this aspect of her life. That's a simple question, bro.
Tongue wrestling.
Huh?
Tongue wrestling.
I said positive.
Okay, so I'm positive.
Yeah.
What
3 things. It ain't that bad. You want my 3? I can give you my 3. Maybe that'll help you out.
What 3 you got?
One of them is they're nurturers. They give you strength. And I'm just slowing down because you're making me laugh.
You said they give you strength and they nurturing. To who? They'll nurture their son that's staying at home at 22.
That's not always true, bro. So you got some women I went to therapy Thursday. My therapist, she's a nurturer. I go to I talk to a population of older black women who they pray for me, they help me, they give me advice.
Yeah, I know a lot of them like that. I know. So I ain't never say it's all. I never say all.
Okay.
But
so you specifying the younger generation, or what are you doing?
You can't even put no age on it, because older women just as worse.
What you mean?
They worse with the mouth.
On a personal level, would you date a younger woman or an older one? Or
younger.
Is it
younger?
Huh?
I prefer younger.
So you wouldn't date a woman your age?
I will, but I wouldn't. It depends on where she at in life and how she looks.
Okay.
A young girl can give you an excuse about why she ain't where she at this age.
Yeah.
But when somebody 50 and still at that 21
maybe they're
age,
trying to figure it out, bro.
If you ain't figured out that fitness, give up.
Nah, I don't say never give up, bro.
Well, you can't be dating.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to the political, because the relationship stuff is gonna be on the next video. Do you think black voters are taken for granted by political parties?
Hell yeah.
Also,
we easy to manipulate.
That's true.
We easy to manipulate, cause you ever see how Republicans run their campaign versus a Democrat run their campaign?
I don't really pay attention to them talk like that.
Okay. A Republican versus they basically be on some, if you vote for me, we finna stop the transgender in the military type stuff. We gonna take the taxes down, this, that. We gonna take the gas. They talking about certain things they're gonna do. Versus when you hear a Democratic campaign, you're gonna see 4 different faces.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do this for black. We're gonna do this for immigrants. We're gonna give you the DACA program. We're gonna help you get citizenship. Then we're gonna turn to the transgender. We're gonna do this. They go by each race and nationality and tell each one what they're going to do for them.
Okay.
But they don't never say what they're gonna do for black people, because they basically say it in your face like, we ain't been giving you nothing, so just come on aboard. Because that we follow suit. Because your grandmama and your granddad was a Democrat, you think you're supposed to be one. And Democrats are just like a nigga in the bar. Just like a nigga in the bar. When you go to a bar, you see a nice young lady sitting at the bar, what you gonna do? Offer her a drink. So I'm finna offer you some food stamps and some welfare. Then I'm gonna tell you how pretty your eyes are, how fine you are. With all that being said to you, what am I trying to do?
Trying to smash.
Exactly. So that's all. That's all the Democrats do. They're gonna tell you whatever you want to hear to get you in the bed with them. Once they get you in the bed with you in the morning, get the fuck out. They've been doing us like that for years.
Should there be a mandatory IQ test to vote?
Hell no. Cause some people that you think stupid be a genius at something else. So I wouldn't even say that. But I do know, like people in office, I would change the length of time you can be in there.
Okay.
That'll change the whole dynamics in the world.
So what you think? You saying that like for the president, 4 years is too long, too short, or leave that alone?
4 years, every 4 years you got to revote. That's cool with the 2 term. But the president don't make laws and stuff. It be the House, the Senate,
Mm-hmm.
and the House. Them two people there, 12-year time limit. After 12 years, my law would be after your 12th year in that office, when you come out of office,
Mm-hmm.
you go back to civilian life. I tell you, you go back to everything that you came from.
Mm-hmm.
You got to play by the same rules everybody else play by. That way, if they know they got to go back to this stuff, they'll start making these stupid ass laws. Because they know eventually they got to go back to this. It won't be no more, we're going to shut the government down, because that's going to be a part of the deal. You shut it down, don't nobody get paid, y'all included. So y'all gonna be starving just like everybody else be starving. Make the same rules apply for them. But after 12 years, you take them people up out of there, put them back in their house. They lose the big mansion they stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff you got now. You got to go get your own health insurance. You got to get Cobra just like everybody else. When you lose your job, put you back the way you came from. You would not make stupid ass laws. Taking Social Security retirement age up every year, they trying to take it
Yeah.
up. You'll stop doing that stuff.
Should all drugs be legalized or regulated, or would that make society worse?
Now that's the crazy thing about the drug situation. Why is there a law against drugs? Now I see now you sell drugs to a minor, that could be, I think that's a crime. But selling it to an adult that went and bought it himself,
Yeah, but have you seen how drugs can destroy a community?
how drug can destroy the community. You don't even need drugs to destroy a community.
You kind of do. I mean, our society, there been. I don't want to make this a Black History lesson because I know you don't like it, but I'm telling you that there are several leaders and several movements that have been altered by way of drugs, from Huey P. Newton to the funding of the Contra War with Rick Ross. Uh, Shit, right now the Georgia Department of Corrections are in an uproar. They got drones bringing drugs in and people getting stabbed daily. That just gives me a synopsis as to what it looks like when people are freely just getting high. It's just like right now we having a civil conversation, but when drugs become lawful and people who don't break the law see them as something like coffee, then you'll have more unlawful events. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but everything is for a reason. You think these folks, they can strategically go find what it Bin Laden and all this, they can do all this. You think they can't stop drugs over here if they wanted to?
I think they probably could. It's
Exactly.
serving the purpose though.
Yeah, it's certain purpose. Everything is for a reason. Everything is for a reason. You want to stop drugs, let somebody know they get caught with drugs, they automatically go to electric chair.
That'll stop it.
It wouldn't be no drug dealers out here.
So you saying what you're saying is, from your perception of how the government is ran, there are some I don't want to say affordable, digestible issues that we'll never get rid of.
Yeah, drugs one of them. They'll never get rid of drugs.
So I guess if we ain't getting rid of drugs, we'll never get rid of crime either.
Nope. You can get rid of crime. Cause you got some countries that don't have crime.
Now that's true,
so
bro.
you can get rid of crime.
You really could. It's countries. You know what? I look at the countries that don't have a large homeless population, don't have a large drug addicted population, and have low crime rates. And I'm wondering, why don't we mimic them? Why don't we do what they're doing?
Everything over for a reason. Do you know the term melting pot?
I assume that America is like a melting pot
Yeah, exactly.
for different races.
Yep. Why you think that is?
Uh, Money?
Nah,
What?
control. You go to China. Most of they citizens Chinese, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they get mad at something the government not doing. They'll go stand up against the government. That's why they got what you call like communists over there. They can rule the country because it's all one nationality. Same way in Russia. You can rule them. You can cut off the internet. You can cut off because it's all one nationality. They get mad, they'll go over there and overthrow the government in the Pakistan country. In America, if you got Asians over here, whites over there, Mexicans over here, blacks over there, they ain't ever got to worry about them getting overthrown of the government because none of these races will never stick together. They'll never come together as one to fight back. They're just like that January the 6th shit jumped off. Everybody try to make it a race issue. January 6th was no race issue. Everybody supposed to been down there.
Yeah.
Everybody supposed to been down there because how in the hell this one group of people ruling the whole damn world? It don't make sense. We can shut the government down and mess with your money, but it ain't gonna mess with y'all money.
Mm.
So they trying to make it a race here. The white folk, man, they went no black, Mexican, everybody supposed went down there January 6th. And then the government stopped doing stupid shit.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
When people feel like their life in danger, they change your whole tune. You walk differently.
All
And
right.
them folk felt their life was in danger, so they started moving differently.
They also got orders from the chief executive too.
What did you mean?
From the president. Ain't that what they call him, the chief executive? He damn near gave orders for people to go down there.
Yeah. So now I'm saying like Trump got a funny way. See, he petty, first of all. That's why people don't understand it. But a lot of the things he do make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
He messing with the feds and all that. Who lock up all the black drug dealers?
Feds.
Get their ass out the way. He helping us. We don't even peek this. He getting all our enemies out the way. He getting everybody we don't like. He get them out the way. Social Security, food stamp. We get tired of these women in child support. Stuff like that. Stop getting. They got to get off Section
I can
8.
use some food stamps right now.
Yeah, so they making well, like they finna try to do like Section 8 for 2 years.
Yeah.
That'll make a lot of women start acting right because now they need this man in life to help take care of his kid because you're not getting this free ride no more. See, so many people got free rides where they make the taxpayers, but I don't even believe in that tax thing because how the hell you print money and we in debt? I don't even understand it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ballgame
that,
right there.
how you in debt when you
Cause there's
print
so
money?
much debt. When I was in school, we did somebody came and talked to us, but they were just explaining like if everybody paid back all the debt they had, there would be no money in circulation. It wouldn't be one dime in circulation.
Yeah.
So we literally have more debt than we have anything. It's just like debt is the big bad wolf. Debt is the new slave master.
They say America. What they say? How much American debt we in?
Let me see. America has how much debt?
I tried the citizens at the people.
Oh, okay.
How much?
American citizens have how much debt? It says that as of the fourth quarter of 2004, American households collectively held approximately 18.04 trillion in debt. This debt encompasses various categories: mortgage debt, 12.61 trillion, home equity lines of credit, 396 billion, student loans, 1.62 trillion, auto loans, 1.66 trillion, credit card debt, 1.21 trillion, other debts, 554 billion.
Then do
On
that by race.
on an individual basis, this averages to about $105,000 dollars per household. Okay, so now we'll do let's do 5 races. Okay, so by races, what we have is Household debt levels in the United States exhibit significant disparities across different racial and ethnic groups. While white households typically hold higher absolute amounts of debt, Black and Hispanic households often face greater debt burdens relative to their assets and income. So, debt to asset ratios. This ratio indicates the proportion of debt relative to total assets, highlighting financial vulnerability. White households' median debt to asset ratio is 26.5%. Black households is 46.8%. Hispanic 46. Non-white other 37. So it's a credit card debt. White families 6,900, blacks 3,900, Hispanics 5,500. Student loan 27% black households with the median amount 25,000. White households are 19.5%. Home ownership debt. White households have 70%, black households 40%, Hispanic 47, Asian 58.
See, now that goes back to like, that's why I said like do it by races, because that goes back to why we celebrate all these trillion millionaires, black people, and we don't get nothing out of it. You supporting all these black athletes,
I'm
rappers,
saying, were they supposed to get their money and split it evenly amongst the black people?
No, they don't supposed to do that. We just start supporting them and support ourselves. Go 1 year without going to a Falcon game and see how much money you'll save. Go 1 year with this, not putting no money in nobody else's stuff but your household. You'll be surprised. Just eating fast food, I spend like 100, 200 a week.
Yeah, easy.
So, like going to a club in Atlanta. You go to Pink Pony, $3 part, $10 get in. Same thing every night. Go to a black club establishment.
Oh shit, you might pay
$50 part.
You got on
some white tennis shoes, $100 to get in. Then you get it now. You got to pay $1,500 to sit down.
Yeah.
Like black people, we gonna knock each other head off.
Yeah.
So go a whole year without supporting anything black.
Without supporting anything black?
Yeah, don't support nothing black. Go 1 year.
I don't see how they could help, but
no, it'll make people start understanding. Like, if I help you, I help Tyler. Me personally, I help Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey. But I help all them get to where they at.
Okay.
My little $5 here, $5 there, I help them get there. But if I can help you get to the top and take the Jewish man money, why you can't spread a little love back in your community? We ain't talking about paying for no funerals.
Right.
We ain't talking about doing all that. How many of them black kids you be seeing, them valedictorians, getting all these scholarships and all that stuff there? Go help her.
Yeah.
Go help her. She knows she's smart. What business she want? Pay for it. Get it started. You know what I'm saying? Help people make money. Don't go pay for no funeral. I'm dead, nigga. What the hell? I'm dead. You ain't helping me when I'm dead. And that like, man, look. A lot of things, like back to the political realm.
Mm-hmm.
What we say, like police, fire department, truckers, and teachers.
Yeah.
I live in the state of Georgia. Quick fix. We got the Braves, the Falcons, the United, and the Hawks.
Right.
The Braves, I think they make the most money, most ticket sales. So teachers first. 10% of the Braves ticket sale
go to the teachers.
Go to the teachers pay fund. Falcon, 10% of their ticket sale to the police.
Yeah.
The United go to the fire department. And then who you got, the Hawks, go to the trucker. So you got entertainment making all this money. Take some of that money from them.
How much of their money go to the churches?
What the church supposed to get? You tripping, dude.
Like they had an awesome over there. Okay, so while I'm on the subject, because you're not, I ain't gonna say that. Well, are you liking white people more than you like black people? How do you feel about the theory? How do you feel about the theory of? So I was listening to this young lady, I think it was on TikTok, bro. She was like, a boat cannot travel from Africa to America, and stop believing that that she said it can't come without stopping, making several stops. I don't know how true that is, and I hadn't done the research, but she said that America was our original continent, and that we did not come over here on boats. That some of us were already here.
Now, Pete, this. What do we always say about dude we know getting out of prison? Dude, you ain't locked up no more. Quit institutionalized.
Right.
Same thing. Why we keep worrying about Africa? Why we keep worried about it? That's like holding on to something you can't change.
I'm about to look. Okay, so now, when is the next time you gonna sell drugs?
I ain't gonna never sell no drugs.
When is the next time you gonna rob or kidnap somebody?
Never.
Okay, when the next time you just gonna shoot at a random person?
Not gonna happen.
Okay, so your mindset is conditioned the way that it is because you've seen some things in life. You have a history with the Georgia Department of Corrections. You spent 11 years of your life there. So you move a little bit different. You move a little bit different because you are aware of your history. So I ask you to hypothetically think about a time, not hypothetically think, but just think about a time in which, let's say you wake up tomorrow and you forget your past. You forget the things that have molded you into the man that you are. And I ask you, would you still move the same?
But I still move the same. My thing is, why I say I won't break laws, because at the moment I don't have to.
Right.
But to feed my kids, I live
and
nigga ass
I
time.
understand that. The point I'm trying to make is this: is that you at one point in time lived an unlawful life and you suffered the consequences. And it's because of those consequences, aka your history, that you make different decisions now. In fact, you teach your children.
But I lived my history. I lived that. Can't nobody come tell me nothing about no Africa because I don't know nothing about it. I ain't never been to Africa. So you can't whisper that in my ear and think they're gonna control my mindset. I've been to prison. I know that shit real as fuck. I know.
So do you dislike Africans more than you dislike African Americans? If you want to hear the answer to that question, wait till the next.